A terrifying home invasion in the western suburbs. Drivers hit by a massive jump in the price of fuel. And the new super defence against the flu.
This is Adelaide's Nine News with Kate Collins.
Good evening. Police are currently on the scene of a brutal home invasion in the western suburbs where a man was knocked out by three people forcing their way into his house. Virginia Langerberg is at Theberton, and Virginia, it seems it could have been a case of mistaken identity.
Well, Kate, a very frightening afternoon for the homeowner who's aged in his...
Well, The Voice Australia launched to a massive audience last night, and for two girls from Adelaide, the competition is a chance to share their voices with the country. I recently spent some time with Rachel Learcar and Sarah Lloyd, and there's little doubt their stories will blow you away. Music has always played a big role in Rachel Learcar's life. The 18-year-old is legally blind, and music and singing have been her comfort.
Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. It's one of the limited things I can do, and I think I see music as one of my best friends.
Already an accomplished musician, Rachel can sing in Italian, Spanish and French. The Voice Australia is just her latest challenge.
I'm doing this for all the people that think there's something that's holding them back from doing what they love.
And the Voice's blind auditions, where the judges sit with their backs to the stage, have given the Somerton Park teen the opportunity to be judged solely on her talent.
I don't actually know if anyone turned around.
Oh my gosh.
Also hoping for a chance to make it, 24-year-old Sarah Lloyd.
It's just me. Sarah Lloyd equals music, so...
A victim of schoolyard bullying, Sarah uses music to express herself.
My music was one of the main things that they focused on when they were bullying me at school, but my music's kind of what saved me as well.
Remember me, I'm the one who has your baby's eyes.
I just think The Voice was the next natural step for me, and it was just a good thing to just get the exposure and get my music out there.
And as the Camden Park local prepares to step out on stage, she's hoping we'll all get behind her.
It would just mean a lot to me if my Adelaide could follow me and, you know, support me, and I just hope I make Adelaide proud, really.
And you can catch The Voice here on 9 tonight at 8 o'clock.
I watched it last night, Katie. It was awesome.
It was very good. We wish both girls good luck. Well, you're here with Sport, Kim, and will the Crows be resting some big names against the Giants?
Not according to Bernie Vince. We'll hear from young Burns shortly and get the latest. Kate, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Also tonight, Warren Treadrea live with his take on round 3. Ricky Ponting out cheaply again in the Caribbean. And Chelsea benefits from an FA Cup faux pas. Hello again to Football First, and Crows midfielder Bernie Vince says Adelaide won't rest players for Saturday's home clash against GWS. The Giants have provided little resistance in their first 3 outings, but the Crows won't be taking them lightly as they look to rebound from their first loss of the year.
Crows players won't review their first loss of the season with...
And Warren Treadrea joins us now. And should the Crows rethink resting anyone this week against the Giants?
Well, Kimbo, as a player, you don't want to rest, but I tell you, they've got too many players they don't need to lose. Rutten and I'd say Jacobs, but also we've seen Scotty Thompson carrying injuries, so I'd look at resting those guys.
All right, what about Port Adelaide? Was it a mistake to drop David Roden?
No, I don't think so. He was out of form, so you can't afford to play him, but I reckon O'Shea as a sub probably wasn't the right call.
Now, Treaders, Eddie Maguire and Mickey Malthouse have been throwing stones today after Collingwood's big loss to Carlton. Let's have a listen.
Mick Malthouse looked to be relishing his rumble with Eddie Maguire, using his 3AW spots to launch a missile or two.
I love that play group. They bled for our football club. They bled for me.
Likewise, Maguire used his Triple M breakfast show to give his former coach a clip.
It's really breaking my heart to think that Mick is trying to justify his position at Collingwood.
It's no longer a two-man war, with Malthouse's daughter, Danielle, taking to Twitter saying, "I don't know how Eddie Maguire sleeps at night." She hashtagged it with lies.
Interesting situation now. The Magpies clearly aren't the force they were. Could Port surprise them on Saturday?
Well, they could, but I still think Collingwood have got the better team, and we keep hearing rumblings out of players unhappy with the coach, Buckley. We'll soon know Saturday whether that's legit or not.
All right, Waz, I appreciate your time. We'll catch you on Thursday night.
See you then.
Still on football, and Adam Dopoulos will take his place. And Katie, we wish him all the very best. A big occasion for him.
We do. Thanks very much, Kim.
Okay.
All right, to Monday money, and the market closed lower on fears that Spain may follow Greece in seeking an international bailout. Miners BHP and Rio Tinto dropped. M2 Telecommunications shed 16 cents. The big banks were mixed, and our dollar is also mixed against the major currencies tonight. Well, parents will be happy to know the weather's staying fine for week 2 of the school holidays, but there is a change on the way. Brenton has the details after the break.
And a reminder of these speed camera locations on 5AA tomorrow morning.
G'day there. Our Indian summer will continue for week 2 of the school holidays, and the beach is a great option because the UV risk, while still moderate, is reduced and the sea temperature is warmer now than it was in December. Just remember to watch your kids around water though. 23.1 outside at the moment. The pollen today was quite high. It's going to stay high over the coming few days after reaching today a top of 28.1 degrees, and across the state 28 at both Ceduna and Clare. Just 20 degrees for a top at Victor Harbour. Some early fog too about the southern and western coasts, and we're likely to see that happen again tomorrow. Onto the satellite picture. High pressure is our friend at the moment over the Tasman, directly a bit more of an easterly. Over the coming days though, the temperatures will go the way of petrol prices, and that is up. We've got more of a northeasterly, becoming more northerly, 30 degrees by midweek. Then going into the weekend, this change will sort of arrive around late Friday for the metro area, going into Saturday, and isolated showers and much cooler temperatures as well. But as I mentioned, stage 2, second week of the school holidays, will be perfect this week. Now around the nation, that low pressure on the east coast tomorrow will deliver rain for Cairns up through Brisbane. Maybe a chance of a storm there. Wet in Sydney as well, 22. Just some early fog, but then becoming clear in Melbourne, 24. Partly cloudy in Perth, weather clearing there at a top of 26 degrees. Back to our state tomorrow, as I mentioned, the chance of some early fog. We're talking Narracourt, Kingscote, maybe Port Lincoln, but later in the day. Elsewhere it'll be lovely and fine and getting warmer. 30 degrees tomorrow at Port Pirie and Renmark. Tomorrow's conditions ideal for a prescribed burn happening at Black Hill Conservation Park, and that UV alert, as I mentioned, still moderate, so make sure you cover up if you are heading out to the beach. On the waters, just beautiful southeast and northeast winds, 5 to 10 knots. The afternoon sea breeze about the same pace, and seas less than half a metre. And in fact, for Adelaide tomorrow, just gorgeous weather too, with variable winds and a sunny day. 29 for the city in the north, 27 for Glenelg and Noarlunga, 26 at Mount Barker. Then, as I mentioned, the temperatures going up Wednesday, Thursday to 30 degrees. A cloud coming across with that change, but still warm, 28. Then we're dropping 24 on Saturday with isolated showers through the weekend. Early next week, top there of 20 degrees. Great to be back. I'll see you tomorrow.
It's good to have you back. Thank you, Brenton. And that's the news this Monday. Thanks so much for your company tonight. I'll keep you updated throughout the evening. We'll see you then. Good night.
9 Adelaide is owned and operated by Web, Australia's largest commercial television network.